So not feeling it today. But I didn't want to cancel at the last minute because I'm trying to do every day, but I will be less than half an hour. So this one's a quick one because I know they say that's every time, but this one really does need to be under half an hour. It won't be too much educational stuff, but I'll go through one article. I want to talk a bit more about other stuff in detail another time, but today I'm just going to show you an article that appeared, last night in my feed. It was like it just landed in my feed. But I'm sure you've seen with the VP nomination and the election ramping up, fuckery starting. They're already starting. You can see it, right? You can already see all the shit that's going to be, all the, whatever. Anyway, it's going to be a long few months. I don't know about you, but I'm tired already. But anyway, we'll do our best. But I'll show you what I found, which is this fucking bad boy. So this one is like, I know I've been talking a little bit about like the organized version or the that sort of top down, sophisticated conspiracy stuff. But what I want to talk about is the opportunist grifty shit just for a day, okay? Because this is kind of evidence that everyone's doing the same shit and it's all just a big clusterfuck. So every time you see stuff, I'm not saying not trust everything, but I'm also saying to not trust everything. Okay. And I'll show you why. Okay. So this is Washington Post, disinformation for profit. Okay. How a Florida dealmaker turns conservative outrage into cash. All right. So you wanted a woke conspiracy. You're not going to get it today, unfortunately. You're going to see the other side. But this one's an interesting one because this article has been fed to the Washington Post by a consulting firm. This is where you don't know who to trust, right? So this is the Alethea Group, right, that they refer to in the article. Fight back against disinformation, right? But they're consultants. So one, protect your campaign, protect your corporation. Those are the only two options on the website. So I'm not sure where this like paper or research came from, but I'm sitting there going, was this fed? This is the fucking area. Like you go, oh, well, I'm just going to assume that this isn't a planted story or PR thing. But anyway, let's just have a look at this. But I just found this interesting. So this dude, right? So fucking hell, can I just point out from a user experience point of view, media, if I'm paying for a subscription to a newspaper, don't put 150 fucking ads on it. You can't double dip. It pisses me off. Anyway, so I'm putting it on text view. Fuck you, Washington Post. So, oh, bloody hell, it drives me nuts. Anyway, so an investigation by Alethea Group, which is this group, okay, which I find interesting. An organisation combating disinformation that draws its name from the Greek word for truth. See, this is the thing where you sit there and you go, well, if once you've got your tinfoil hat on and you see the suspicion, you have to look at the source every single time, especially with the election, because all this fuckery, it's coming from all angles. And you saw all this in the previous videos, right? So they've linked the operation to Mark S. Evans Jr., a self-proclaimed online multi-millionaire. This guy's like a bingo card for scammers, man. It's fucking hilarious. But so who affixes DM for Dealmaker to his name. The network of 178 sites, at least half of which are politically themed and share visual as well as technical features, it's probably just set up a bunch of WordPress sites, right? Silly. Is designed to harvest email. I'd argue that 80% of the internet fucking has the same features these days. Anyway, so is designed to harvest email addresses, which are then sold to commercial brands, according to Alethea Group's analysis, and possibly also to political campaigns. So this is the thing where I sit there and I go, oh, this is interesting. So initially, I believed it. I went, oh yeah, fuckery. This dude is set up a whole bunch of stupid fake news websites to harvest email addresses, which I talked about like yesterday and the day before. So that they can target people with fucking, propaganda. And he sells those lists. Like, this is the bottom level grifty shit, right? So the findings, which were provided to the Washington Post, illuminate the financial motives behind the spread of hyperpartisan low-quality news. And they reveal how merchants of misinformation are exploiting techniques of data collection to more efficiently capitalize on polarization and falsehoods and more effectively target specific communities. So what I find interesting with this is that they say, oh, yeah, this is what the right's doing. This is what Trump's doing. This is what everyone else is doing. We know that they're doing it too. And I also know, see, it doesn't hurt to click, right? Which is that these guys are a PR company, basically, right? They work for corporations and they consult to political consultants. They say that the solution is to protect the brand, right? But they have training sessions, crisis communication. So I'm sitting there going, all right, so take this story with a grain of salt as well, because that's being fed by PR, right? And PR, yeah, see what I mean? Fuckery. Accuse the other side of doing what you're doing, which we all know they're doing. This is why you can't believe everything, okay? I'm showing you how this shit's made. So the findings which were provided to the Washington Post illuminate the financial motives behind the spread. I've said this stuff, sorry. So this is for-profit fear-mongering enhanced by aggressive data collection, said Cindy Otis, Alethea Group's Vice President of Analysis, right? The digital marketing apparatus made possible by the sites, including lucrative data profiles of their visitors, comes with the capability to support political consulting or campaign work, okay? Yep, so that's fine. Email marketing, so we talked about this. Email marketing and campaign list building are not cutting-edge tactics, but the findings by Alethea Group shed light on a practice further to the extreme, one devoid of any apparent news-gathering mission and unfolding almost entirely in the shadows with recycled content and stock images. See, this is what I find interesting, and we'll talk about Davo at some point. But that's another tactic, a psychological tactic, which is to accuse the opposition of something that you're doing. And it seems odd. Again, I'm not questioning, we talked about this, right? Everyone does it. It's called persuasion. It's called marketing. It's called all this stuff. But I just find it interesting that this company have fed this article to the Washington Post, who have, pretty clearly, anti-Trump stuff, right? Again, it could be true. It's probably true. But it's like, that Lionel Hutz is like, there's the truth and the truth, which is that they're doing the exact same stuff. I've showed you the playbook, right? It's really fucking interesting. So it's really interesting to see how you can't believe anything that you see or read anymore. Like, always check the source, always check who fed the story, always check these things, right? So email marketing and campaign list building are not cutting-edge tactics, but the findings by this group shed light on a practice further to the extreme. Oh, so they do a worse version of what we do. What we do is good. We have love bombs. Our bombs that we bomb hospitals for peace. It's like that, right? It is. It's so fucking Orwellian. I just find it funny. Again, they may be legit. They may just be a legit consulting company, who only do ethical and work with disinformation. But the fact that they do the PR and they do the damage control stuff, I just sit there and I go, this is interesting. So Peter F. Aquat, Farquhar, Peter Farquhar, sorry, an associate of Evans, listed as an agent in several of his ventures, posted this summer about skip tracing, a practice associated with bounty hunters that involves determining a person's whereabouts and other private information. Okay. He wrote on LinkedIn that he was seeking support for a mass texting program, a service increasingly central to political campaigns. Now, what they're missing here is that this dude's just doing your standard dodgy lead gen stuff, right? The reason why this is funny is because they're trying to pin all this grifter's gonna grift, dickhead, low level, low grade marketing bullshit, as a conspiracy. That's what I find really funny. So pairing collected data with things like skip tracing software and bulk messaging apps, it's where a lot of these networks are headed. It's the future of political disinformation. See, it's not what they say here, it's what they leave out, which is the fact that we all know that they're all doing this fucking stuff. Right? I don't know why they're feeding this article of all articles, because this is just bottom feed is going to bottom feed, right? This guy is probably on LinkedIn. I know exactly what he does. He's a fucking life coach. He does MLM. He does all those stupid tactics. He posts motivational quotes and he fucking hounds people via message. Everyone fucking knows these people, right? But they're not serious. They're just selling lists. They're just gathering lists. He's seen an opportunity. So anyway, so neither Evans or Farquhar responded to calls or text messages seeking comment or to emailed questions about the websites, some of which were previously traced to Evans by BuzzFeed News and linked to advertisements for masks. So he acknowledged receipt of it, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so it's just this long-winded thing. So several LLCs operated by the two men, including Right-Side Data and Direct Mailers Group, are set up to sell the data collected from the right-wing websites, right? The firms provide contact details that are also associated with some of the news sites, and a media and marketing specialist listed as a right-side employee, Andy Pangirl, posted ads in May. I'm clearly in the fucking zone today. Posted ads in May claiming access to 30 conservative-leaning email lists. So there's just your standard lead gen stuff, right? The lists, he wrote, included 1.5 million baby boomers, whatever that means. Several months earlier, a Facebook page associated with the company advertised a list collected from one of its sites, Real American Pundit. It offered 173,000 email addresses for $2,500. So basically a LinkedIn profile for Right-Side Data, which has also done business as cash flow lead gen. Yeah, see, these are these dodgy fucking, lead farm, this is bog standard crook shit, right? This is the low-hanging spam stuff. So I just find it really weird that this is in the Washington Post. It seems to me like someone's narrative building, because again, I'm not saying that this is not legit, I'm not saying it's good. I'm not defending it. I'm not defending the behavior. I'm just asking the question about why this is a story. Okay, because knowing what we know about the fact that everyone is doing this exact practice and a lot worse, right? Why they're picking on this two-bit fucking dude. So anyway, the Nimble Enterprise offers a case study in how domestic actors stand to profit from the pollution of the online information ecosystem. See, these articles, it's actually worth exploring what they click to, because they're really trying, this seems to be set, I need to dig a bit further, but why feed this one of all things? So anyway, so the labour required to set up the sites, repackaging existing headlines with a more explicitly partisan or sensationalistic angle is minimal, said Lisa, a researcher with Oxford's Computational Propaganda Project. Again, legit stuff. But the potential payoff from even a few stories that gain viral attention on social media is significant. So they're basically what they do is what I've talked about. I'll talk about how PPC works, pay-per-click advertising. Basically, like on YouTube or whatever, the ads that you see, I get like a cent or whatever for everything that you see. You don't get a lot of money, but if you get like in the millions or whatever, you can make a fairly decent living, right? So they're basically, what you do is you chuck AdSense you chuck Google Ads or whatever on like a website that gets a lot of traffic, and you get, for every impression or click, you get a little bit of money, right? So the model, I've talked about this before, the model incentivizes you to basically build bullshit clickbait, like click-driven news. They also incentivizes you to not read long form content, because what they want is the quick content. If you remember a few years ago where slideshows were the thing, right? If you remember how slideshows were a big thing on like Mashable like a few years ago, that was because they wanted for content, right? Top 10 lists, and they'd make you click the slideshow, because every time that happened, the ad would refresh and they'd get more money, versus one article where there's one or two ads in it, right? So that's how the ad model works. I'll go into that in more detail later, but I'm doing a fucking quick one because I can't be fucking arsed. You can tell I'm not feeling it today. Still not feeling very well. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm not feeling good. So anyway, so it's a huge crisis, said Chris Vargo, professor of data analytics and digital advertising at the University of Colorado at Boulder, which is true. There are thousands of these sites fueling hyper-partisanship, reinforcing people's existing beliefs and making it possible to target them with dangerous disinformation about anything from an election to a vaccine for the coronavirus, right? Again, we know these things. I've been talking about this. Partisan interests do not appear to be a primary motivation for the people behind the online network. Pangirl, whose LinkedIn profile indicates that he formerly worked for a fucking media company, that, you know, a conservative outlet whose email lists were tapped for online fundraising by President Trump's campaign in 2016. Normal stuff, bought lists, whatever, right? Has made pro-Trump posts, including a tweet ridiculing a Democrat. This isn't a non-story, but including a tweet ridiculing a Democratic primary debate and tagging the president and his eldest son and daughter, along with a range of right-wing pundits. Now, so the tactic speaks to Trump's place. See, this is the leap, right? Because we've talked about this. The same playbook is being used by, like, Bloomberg has spent like a fortune. Okay, he's put $35 million into a company called Hawkfish, whose job it is to harvest data, right? And they're sitting around and it's like, so Trump's at the center of this, is he? Really? Is that what you're saying? Is that your claim? Okay, then. It's not what they say, because we know Trump's doing it, but don't accuse people of things that you're also doing. And there we know they are, right? So anyway, advanced ad targeting makes it possible to capitalize on the passions of the president incites to market products to a narrower and narrower segment of the people, right? These technologies, which were manipulated by the Russians in 2016, no, they were also done by Obama, and they were done by the Russians, and they're done by everybody, which I've talked about before, okay? This is a known tactic. So pinning all this stuff on Trump's strategy, right? Even like there was a memo, I want to do a video on this memo, but even like insiders at Facebook said that it wasn't Russia. Trump just won because they were better at campaigning. The digital campaign was just better, right? We know this. The left can't meme for shit. Like, that's a fact, right? They don't know because they kick people like me out. Have you seen a woke comedy special lately? Fuck me. You want them in charge of this stuff? Oh my God. Anyway, so it's even, you know what, with woke comedy shows, it's really funny. I've been watching like some of the Australian, like the ABC and stuff, like McAuliffe Tonight and whatever it is, Mad as Hell. And for some reason, the woke comedy, but there's also no audience. So they're doing like dead studio stuff, right? So I sit there fucking cracking up because it's basically like really bad woke comedy, but there's also no audience. And it's like, well, that's just as well, because at least they're not subjecting these people to forcing them to laugh against their will. Anyway, so these things, we've talked about this stuff before, right? So in the case of the network linked to Evans, profit appears to come not from web advertising, but from newsletter signups, right? So he earns a little bit from AdSense, but mostly from selling the lists. And this is what I've talked about. Don't give your email address out to people, man. Because that's or number especially, right? So Evans owns or operates a cluster of businesses. This made me laugh though, with addresses in West Palm Beach and Riviera Beach. Is that Florida? Among other locations that focus on digital marketing, real estate transactions, and other means of quickly amassing significant riches. So we all know these fucks, right? He's a fucking thirsty asshole, right? Who's found a grift, right? But his main mission seems to be that of a life coach. Claiming to advise thousands of people across the world. I love how this is in the Washington Post. This is the standard of journalism now. It's basically some axe to grind for a fucking dickhead on LinkedIn that you run into every like 2 minutes. Anyway, he offers to transform clients from mules into magicians who achieve results within 10 minutes. All that fucking grifty culty shit, right? He dispatches his advice in morning cigars and coffee sessions streamed live on social media, where he tells his followers, who usually number no more than several hundred per session, I feel shady. I only get like 15 or something, or 20. I don't get many live people. So you know what? I'm a bigger loser than this dude. Give me money. Okay. If you watch this video and give me like a whole heap of super chats and like $100 million in donations, I will make you rich. I promise. Anyway. So Evans offers his own life story as a model for would-be clients to emulate. So this is the standard MLM shit that I've been talking about, right? These stupid fucking coaches. Anyway, so he identifies two primary ventures, a massive real estate investment firm and a lucrative media company. So basically like a clusterfuck in like real estate, like con jobs. It's fucking hilarious. Anyway, and he sells his lists. None of this is new. But what I find really weird, okay, is why this story, because we know this happens. Everyone knows this, right? This is not the biggest threat, right? This is the thing that I find weird. It's like, this is like fake in the sense that it's definitely true. It's probably happening, but it's not the biggest threat to like the election or tampering. It's like, what are you hiding with this shit? Anyway, they could be legit. They could be just legitimately saying, oh yeah, you know, this guy is a big fucking thing, and make people aware that they're selling email lists and all that stuff, you know. But at the same time, given what we've learned, I sit there and I go, these guys hire out their, sorry, I'm fucking doing well today. They're consultants and they're PR consultants and they're damage control people. So I can't help but wonder what's going on. Anyway, so this made me laugh. One of the lessons he took from his childhood, he says in one video, is to be honest, be ethical, do the right thing, even if it hurts. These people are fucking disgusting, man. Anyway, I'm going to do whatever I can in my powers to go out and achieve wealth at a whole new level. Anyway, so basically a whole bunch of fucking things. Where are we? So in the past, Agora subsidiaries have expanded their marketing reach by leasing email lists from prominent conservatives, including Newt Gingrich, the former House Speaker and Republican candidate for president, and Mike Huckabee, the former Arkansas governor, who twice ran for the GOP presidential nomination. Yeah, they've all done that, right? They've all done that. So this is the thing. This is not the biggest threat. So yes, on one hand, but buying lead lists, like, you shouldn't do it, right? You shouldn't do it. It's unethical, not to mention illegal in some countries. But at the same time, right, this is not the, sorry, I've got fucking lip gross. What am I going here? It's gross. Get your shit together, Taya. This is low-hanging fruit. Like, he bought an email list. Like, this is what I find, it's very strange. It's fishy. So the site also uses similar coding and design features. Yeah, because it's a fucking WordPress website. So what? Virtually all of them include an opportunity to enter an email address and sign up for a newsletter. Yeah, well, that's a standard website that has that purpose, right? Again, I'm not defending these practices. I think they're terrible, right? But I just sit there and they also feature similar privacy policies stating that the sites are collecting data from their visitors. Most of the content is pulled from other conservative outlets, such as Daily Wire and Washington Examiner. Writers for external sites are sometimes credited, while other stories appear without bylines, among the key indicators of suspect media identified by the Global Disinformation Index, a Britain-based research group. Some of the figures operating the sites, this feels like a fucking like a PR piece. So anyway, some of the figures operating the sites took steps to conceal their involvement. So one called, basically blah, blah, blah. So one called Patriot Reserve, which employs a common tactic of selling Trump paraphernalia, identifies its chief executive as Ron Madison, but the headshot is a stock image. It's fucking funny. And the website is like, do you know what I find funny is that these people are like, have been like introduced to the concept of a scam website, and they're reporting it like it's all like brand new. Oh no, they're using false testimonials for a fucking MLM scam online. Who would think such a thing? But it must be because it's like there's a tenuous link to Trump. It's in the Washington Post. I find that bizarre. Anyway, so one called Patriot Reserve, which employs a common tactic of selling Trump paraphernalia, identifies blah, blah, blah. Okay, sorry. The website uses the same Wisconsin address listed for direct mailers group. Yeah, because they're a direct mail fucking company. And other websites in the network. The site offers a commemorative Trump coin, which it says typically sells for $127. for $9. So this is like, these are like standard fucking web scam things, right? It's like, viewers, this is not a gimmick. So there's no real analysis here. But I sit there and I go, what the fuck? So I was like, who are these people, right? So who are these people? Fight back against disinformation. And I went, oh, interesting, cool. So yes, ready to get started. 1. So these are the 2 options, right? They're not giving educational information. They're selling consulting. Protect your campaign or protect your corporation, right? Now, so they're a client, right? This is what I find very interesting. Now, again, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with making money fucking doing this stuff. I just sit there and I go, okay, it really makes me wonder. Also, this is interesting too. So this was in Wired yesterday. Bloomberg's digital army is still fighting for the Democrats. So with expensive data and tech-heavy hitters, Hawkfish is backing the former mayor's promise to take on Donald Trump. Last month, about 24 engineers, designers, and product managers met on Zoom for a check-in on a software project, an app to help people register to vote by mail. Much of the discussion involved weighing each design tweak, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so basically, this is this company, Hawkfish. So we looked at this, we looked at another version of this. Now, this is where it's quite funny, right? Because AOC and the Wokes have been publicly, pretty much publicly stating that you shouldn't use Hawkfish for your data and your campaign shit. So it's not a matter, so none of these people are like, don't use these methods and don't use these tactics. What they're saying is, right, and this is what I'm talking about with the race to the bottom, okay, and how this is not and the name of the video is that this is not a conspiracy. It's a consequence of this race to the bottom where people have just accepted that this is inevitable. That data is fact now, that it's okay to do this stuff. These tactics are fine and good. And it's not, nobody is actually saying don't use these things. They're saying don't use their tools, use our tools instead. That's what's actually going on. So when you actually see it that, for what it is, right, which is it's a number of people, it's basically like a space race, but it's data and political data and insights, particularly around persuasion and trying to get people to vote, right? That's what you need to understand. So powerful data insights, $35 million, I believe, paid directly to this company via Bloomberg to keep this going until November to help elect Biden. Now, Bloomberg obviously lost the primaries. He's committed to funding this to November, but he wants to fucking collapse the Wokes, right? And AOC, so the Digital Organizers Playbook and things like acronym and those things, they tend to support the woke faction of the Democrats. So what I find really interesting here is that you've got a number of different campaign teams and data sets and data strategists trying to fucking move all the chess pieces with disinformation, right? Try to navigate these culture wars. It's fucking weird. This is why everyone looks like they've lost their minds, right? Because you're just on the receiving end of all of this stuff. So these guys' fuckery will be different to the woke fuckery, and you get the MAGA fuckery, and then you get the standard Republican fuckery, and then you get Trump fuckery, and then you get corporate fuckery, and then you get virtue signaling from all these brands on all of the fucking corporate stuff. You get not-for-profit fuckery, you get trans fuckery, you get like all these people fuckery. And nobody knows what's real anymore because everyone's just fucking peddling bullshit based on data, and depending on the psychological and behavioral profile that you have presented and whatever unfortunate fucking email list you end up on, that's the fucking thing you end up receiving all the shit for. So fucking hell. So there we go. So this is what they're powerful data insights. So again, sketchy who we are, right? We're on a mission to help our clients elect Democrats and advance progressive goals. At work, we are engineers, data scientists, campaign veterans, digital advertisers, and content creators. Our outside pursuits are just as diverse. No one gives a fuck about your outside pursuits. I hate that thing. I hate it when they do that about us thing and they go, I like my cats and coffee and plants. It's like, I don't care. I hate that fucking quirky shit. I don't know why. Must be my brain, must be my autism shit. But this is so cliched, right? Get the right message to the right people at the right time. Cool. Okay. We give our clients a digital advantage to win in 2020 and beyond. Engaging Americans and motivating them to vote takes cutting-edge technology and messages that resonate. We build, this is a glossy version of the fucking, the other handbooks, right? But it's interesting to see how how they, when you watch a few of the videos, you start to get a picture of the fact that they're all using the same tactics, the same methodology, and they have the same goal, which is getting all of your data, getting your behavioral profile so that they can feed you bullshit, get you to fill out surveys so they can A/B test your response, so they can feed you crazier and crazier shit so that it changes your vote or gets you to act in a certain way. Brands are doing it so you buy their shit. Political parties are doing it so that you vote. Not-for-profits are doing it so that you donate and whatever. You've got fucking, activist groups that are doing it so that you're out in the streets fucking burning shit to the ground. It's the same fucking tactics. So we build solutions that constantly evolve, engaging your supporters at every stage with them, with content that speaks uniquely to them. How's that for a fucking concealment of fuckery, if ever there was? Yeah. So I'd rather not say things like that. Room 101, I'd rather you didn't say things like that. But yes, okay, I agree. So audience modeling. We unite the best of behavioral and surveying methodologies using proprietary tools to fucking business wank, to generate unique high precision audiences. Remember that? High precision audiences, hot leads. The fuckery, radicalized fuckery. Our voter modeling combines commercial and cause support data, right? So the stuff that you support, the issues that you support, the things that you sign up for, things that you're shown interest in, right? And continuous national polling, constant tracking, constant measuring, constant changing, manipulation, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't, right? Bridging online and offline behavior. Remember that playbook? It says you got to do online and offline, right? If they're offline, put them online, make them post, tag them, right? All that stuff. Have meetings. These insights result in constantly iterative audience sets. Media buying, Facebook ads, right? Sponsored content, what I've talked about, right? Those custom audiences. We've developed specialized software to buy digital ads at scale for thousands of creative and audience variants. Same tool, clone of the fucking Facebook ad platform that they got rid of. For politics. So now they're doing it. They've built their own doing it. See? Same shit, different company, same approach, same people, same fuckery, same tactics. It doesn't matter who they are. It's basically Bloomberg's fuckery versus AOC's fuckery versus this person's fuckery versus Trump's fuckery versus Coca-Cola's fuckery versus the culture war's fuckery versus Andy No's fuckery. Fucking everyone's fuckery. The media's fuckery. Everyone's fuckery. Trans fuckery. It's all fuckery. Same tactic. Identical, right? If you're watching all my videos, you'll see it's fucking identical. But for some reason, this fucking low rent list seller who's fucking done, he's just basically just one of those dumb affiliate marketing fucks who puts a 7 at the end of every price. Like this is worth $40,000 and you can have it today for just $27. Those people, right? Why are they picking on this fuckwit for? For selling a few thousand emails to a fucking Trump campaign when they're all doing this. It's fucking, they're hiding it. It's like, oh no. And what made me laugh, I'll go back to the Washington Post because I'll show you the comments, right? So we've developed specialized software, right? Blah, blah. Message strategy. Remember? Facebook messaging, go direct, blah, blah, blah. With novel approaches to consumer intelligence and behavior analysis, we optimize messages that help you build a unique relationship with your supporters and motivate them to take action. Activate, message them, get them active. Fuckery. Our creative concepts are media agnostic, bullshit, with the flexibility to achieve objectives within larger integrated cross-channel campaigns. That's just fucking omni-channel bullshit. Wank, advertising wank. We pair traditional campaign creative cycles with high velocity, topical and pop culture social interactions. So meme them, brainwash them with memes. Okay, really bad memes coming from fucking Democrats. But what? Do you know what I find funny, right? Is that 4chan do all this shit for free. I do memes and shit for free. These people fucking get paid for it and they're still not good. It's like, we do better for free, man. Anyway, pop culture social interactions informed by data and powered by top tier talent. So a bunch of fucking celebrities doing woke shit. Okay. Yeah, Baseman says, I used to write shit like this. It's not as easy as it seems. It's not. It's not easy as easy as it seems. Like, but it's cookie cutter too, though. This is cookie cutter shit, right? If I was building a website for this company, it's just buzzwords. It's identical from fucking website from business to business. The language underneath, it's identical, right? So, social edge. We pride ourselves on cutting edge social content and strategy that converts engagement into action. Distributed community organizing, there's the key word, influencers, and branded content are the name of the 2020 game. We provide custom dashboards and analytics to track cross-platform. This is, again, industry speak, but custom dashboards and analytics to track cross-platform. Oh, fucking, what's going on with my mouth today? I don't even have a dick in it. Like, what the fuck? Anyway, if you're going to have, choke, at least have a fucking dick in your mouth. Fucking hell. Anyway, so we produce custom dashboards and analytics. Don't get your news from me. Anyway, this is why they don't get me on TV. One of the many reasons. We provide custom dashboards and analytics to track cross-platform earned and owned media, trending topics and geographic trends. Okay, standard stuff, but sophisticated. CRM. It's a CRM, for fuck's sake. We monitor your brand's social platforms for top influencers, supporters by issue, as well as events, crises, disinformation attacks, all of which are important to growing and protecting your audience. Okay. Again, these disinformation attacks. But they're in the business of disinformation attacks. And this is the thing that I keep fucking getting annoyed with, right? Which is that thing. Our goal is simple. Why we're here, our goal is simple: to help our clients elect leaders and champion causes that will set the country on a path towards social, economic, and environmental justice. So our fuckery is fine because we're the good guys, right? We don't just want Democrats to win in 2020. We're building a sustainable resource to capitalize on that momentum for a generation. Fuckery, tracking you, manipulating everyone forever for the end of fucking time. Anyway, this is anyway. So, same shit, different day. But why are they picking on this one dude? That's what I don't get, right? But they do it, right? It is interesting to see the concealment going on. But, hang on. I was going back. Hang on, one sec. Sorry. But what made me laugh here was the comments on this one thing. Hang on, let me take this off. Because what made me laugh is that, where are we? This is a nightmare. I'm paying for this shit. Look at all the ads. I'm paying for ads. Right? I love how they're like, there's a sucker born every minute. All these idiots. Sounds like the long con that was pioneered by right-wing activists. It's as if QAnon were a pyramid scheme. It's like, fucking hell, you dummies. They're doing it here too. It's like everyone thinks everyone else is dumb. And I love it. It's fucking hilarious. Anyway. This was meant to be half an hour. It's 40 minutes. Close enough. I'm going. That was a stupid, silly one. But point being, I don't know. What was my point? Can't remember. What was my point? Whatever. I'm going to go. 40 minutes, too long. Talk to you tomorrow about something a bit more substantial. Anyway, I'm going to go. Fuckery. I'll talk to you more about fuckery tomorrow. That was just funny. That was just an interesting one. Because it's like, hang on, Hawkfish are doing it. But we'll go through the Bloomberg thing. Because what I find really funny, right, is the fact that Bloomberg hates the wokes and the wokes are doing this. And then they're all fucking with each other. They're all trying to undermine each other. The wokes are all bitching and moaning that Kamala Harris isn't fucking woke enough. And then, it's you weren't censored, Oscar. I have no control over it. I'm not paying attention. I'm going to go. You're not censored. There's just probably a profanity filter or something on there. I don't know, whatever. I'm going to go. Thanks for watching. Thank you for your precious life seconds. No, yeah, oh, okay. All right. With all due respect, I don't owe you my time or attention, and I'm a bit busy and I was talking. Okay. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. Thank you for your precious life seconds. I don't do tech support while I'm streaming. Have a lovely day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Thank you. If you want to support me, I can do more quality bullshit like this, but I do want to talk more about this fuckery stuff, right? This was just a quick fucking thing. Quick 45 minutes. Fucking hell, Tay. All right. Let's make it my goal to make it under half an hour. I don't like your chances, but hey. Anyway, bye.